guys, my name's Dion from Schoolzine. Today we will be creating a product video, and it's my favorite product, the Schoolzine Digital Newsletter Builder. So we've been providing this product to schools since 2007. Over 2,200 schools use it every day throughout Australia and New Zealand. So yeah, you're in good company if you come and join the family. Before we jump into the actual product features, I just wanted to give you a quick 30 seconds on what myself and the team believe a school newsletter is all about. We believe a newsletter is all about showcasing student achievement, celebrating what makes your school unique and what makes your school great. So a newsletter has to be full of pictures. Videos are great as well. It has to be accessible so anyone can read it in any language on any device. So they're the things that Schoolzine does very well. We help you create newsletters that will wow your parents, and you can build them in minutes. Before we jump in and have a look at the newsletter, I'll just quickly touch on data protection and our data policies. Schoolzine takes data protection very seriously. We have to work with schools. We're part of the ST4S program, which is Safer Technologies for Schools. And we do have the tick of approval from every education department in Australia and New Zealand, and also every Catholic diocese across both those countries. So yeah, if you come on board, your data's safe. We take it very seriously. You guys don't have to worry about it. All right, but let's jump into the fun stuff. So what you can see in front of you now is a Schoolzine newsletter. So there's multiple ways that parents can get to the newsletter. You can email the link home, you can send it out via the mobile app that you're using, you can send it out via text message, you can have it land on your website, you can have it being sent through social media. So when a parent clicks on the link, this newsletter will open up. So I'm just going to scroll through so you can get a bit of a feel. Uses a one-page format, and everything looks great on any device. And I'm sure we can all agree that a lot of parents, if not most of your parents, will be checking the newsletter on a mobile. So it is crucial that your newsletters look good on mobile devices, and they will look great if you use the Schoolzine Newsletter Builder. I'm just going to go back up to the top now. You get a bit of a feel with how it's all laid out. Before we jump into the other features, I'm going to touch on a few of my favorite ones. One is the accessibility features. So accessibility means people with vision impairment and other disabilities can engage in your newsletter. So they can increase the font size and have it read voice to text. So this is really important for creating inclusive communities. So I'm sure you'll all agree that is a goal that schools have. It can be hard to manage if you're not using a product that already ticks those boxes. So Schoolzine ticks off on the Australian government accessibility standards, and we will keep that maintained so you don't have to worry about it. Another one of my favorite features is the language translation. So the viewer of your newsletter, mum or dad, can actually select from 86 different languages, the language they'd like to view the newsletter in, and it will translate the newsletter into that language. Really, really cool. We get inundated with positive feedback about this feature. Even if it's just a few of your parents can now engage in the newsletter, they may be able to send it on to granddad, grandma, and now they can engage in it as well. Remember, your newsletter is all about showcasing student achievement to your community to keep them engaged, because we all know when you engage your community, it leads to better educational outcomes for students. All right, into some of the features. So this is what we call the header. So Schoolzine will design this header for you. So you just send us through your logos and any images you want to use, and we'll create this header. You guys can be as involved as you want. We welcome feedback, and you can change it whenever you like. Most schools will update it, once or twice every couple of years. These links that run along the top, think of them as shortcuts for your parents. So they'll be customized to suit your school's needs, and you can change them whenever you like. But a lot of schools will have a visit to the website, maybe a newsletter archive, subscribe to newsletter page, and then links to any other platforms you're using. So it could be a parent portal, it could be a Facebook page, it might be your tuck shop ordering stuff, your uniform ordering platform, that kind of thing. Our newsletters are very print friendly as well. So you can still print off a few, leave them at the front desk, or mum and dad can print off a newsletter, put it on the fridge, that kind of thing. All right, what I'm going to do now is draw your attention over here to the left-hand side panel, so this different color gray. Every school uses the side panel a little bit different. It's what we call live or dynamic. So if you were to put something in your side panel, it's going to stay in your newsletter template until you take it out. So it's really popular for, those important forms and documents that parents are always, I couldn't find it on the website, they're calling the school to find out the uniform policy or the tuck shop ordering roster, that kind of stuff. Now you can leave them in your side panel. A lot of schools will put school videos in. So these are videos you're proud of, could be a marketing video or a video of a sports day, and you can just leave it in. You're not having to put it in issue after issue. Another popular segment in the side panel is promoting any app your school may be using. So this is promoting the Schoolzine app, but you may be using a different app. So you could put any kind of app in there. What I'm showing you here, it's useful for getting parents to engage in other software. So you just keep the reminder in the side panel and hopefully they will go and download the app, right? We can sync to other calendars. Schoolzine has a calendar as well, which we'll briefly touch on in a second, but we can show you upcoming events in the calendar, which is handy. So think of it as like an automated date claim the table. If you're currently putting your newsletters together in a PDF, you're probably creating an upcoming events table that you send out, and if an event changes, there's nothing you can do about it, right? It's already gone out in PDF and you can't change it. If you're using the Schoolzine newsletter and the Schoolzine calendar and you change an event, this will automatically update. A lot of schools will put their term dates in. Again, these are just little helpful hints for the parents. We can embed your Facebook feed into the newsletter, meaning when you update something on Facebook, it's automatically going to update here, which is nice and handy. School polls, again, this is an optional tool, but really cool one. You can ask your parents an opinion on something. Could be a fun question, or it could be an important question. So fun question, who's going to win the football tonight? Serious question, are you happy with the bullying policy, or something like that? Parents can have a vote. It's a public view, so everyone can see the consensus of opinion. Schoolzine does have a survey product as well, and all the survey results are only viewable to admin staff in the control center, which we'll get to in a second. Lastly, in the side panel, and a popular feature is the student achievement. This could be sports person of the week, meet the new teacher, anything like that. Again, just showing you examples of how schools use the side panel. There's a button here that'll whip you back up to the top. Nice and handy. So just a bit of a recap. We've talked about the header, which Schoolzine sets up for you. These links that run along the top, customized to your school, and you can change whenever you like, and the side panel. Now what we're going to do is jump into the content. So this is the content that you're creating every issue, every week or every fortnight or every month. Right, so just going to scroll through and stop at my favorite features. First one's up the top. It's the article indexing. So a parent can actually select the article that they're interested in, and it whips them down to where that is in the newsletter. Really handy for larger schools with a lot of content. Works really well on a mobile device as well, which is great. And then a parent can just go back up to the top, and now I would like to fill out the reading club form, kind of thing. We'll talk about forms in a second as well. Go back up to the top. All right, so I'm just going to scroll through. As I said, stopping at some of my favorite features. Straight away we hit the picture gallery. This is everyone's favorite feature, schools and parents, because this is what allows schools to put lots and lots of photos into a newsletter. And I'll show you how to do that when we build a newsletter together in the second part of the demo. But putting picture galleries in, this is why schools can put in 50 to 100, 200 photos into a newsletter. It's drag and drop. I'll show you how to do it. You're not having to reformat a PDF or a Word doc. Someone sends an article in late and it stuffs up all the formatting and you have to move the pictures again. There'll be none of that stuff. So what we love hearing from schools is we used to be able to put 2 or 3 images in a newsletter because we didn't have time to do any more. Now we can put 30, 40 in. So good example is cross country. You can actually put all people that finish, get a photo of everyone and put it in a newsletter. We've seen that. So yeah, really like that tool. I'm just going to scroll through different ways of displaying content. That's what we call a text box. Pictures side by side. Putting video in your newsletter is really easy as well. I'll get down to a video. Here we go. So putting video in, this isn't something everyone starts with, putting video in the newsletter, but you can kind of graduate, and when you get a bit more familiar with the product, you can look at putting video in. Your school will just need a private YouTube or Vimeo channel. Private YouTube channel means no one can go and search it out on the web or anything like that. It's just a place to house the videos. So you could record a video, you upload it into your private YouTube channel, spits you out a link, and you just put that link in the article builder, and then a parent can actually watch the video within the newsletter. So that's really good because it doesn't take the parent away from the newsletter to YouTube. It actually plays it and keeps them where you want their attention, which is in the newsletter, which is great. Before I go on any further, I will touch on our unlimited telephone support and training. So something we're really famous for is our customer success team. They will do an amazing job at answering the phone when you call them. That's a big one. We learned a long time ago, if you want to work with schools, give them something that works first time and answer the phone when they call you. We do that really well. As I said, it's called our hand-holding policy, something we're very proud of. All right, we'll keep going on. Schoolzine does have quite a few other features that I guess complement the newsletter, one being our online forms. So within the newsletter, you can build forms out for a parent to fill out. So really powerful, because now your newsletter doesn't just become reminding the parent to go somewhere and get the form, excuse my typing, it actually allows them to fill out the form and even sign it if you would like them to, and submit. Really powerful. So you remind the parent, here's the form, please fill it out, it's done, which is really good. So just gonna keep scrolling to the very bottom. But yeah, that's what a typical newsletter can look like. This is tabling. There we go. So let me just scroll back up. I don't want to forget anything. I think I've covered everything nicely there. What we'll do now is we will jump into the control center and we'll build a newsletter together so you can see how easy it is. Now we're in the control center. So this is where you come and play with all the fun features. Schoolzine also has email product. So before we jump in and build a newsletter, I'll just quickly touch on the email product. So once you've built your newsletter, you can choose to send it via the Schoolzine email platform. You can also use the email platform to send emails to your parent community. You can segment them into groups and all that kind of stuff as well. It's not a have-to-have product, and many schools just simply build their newsletter in the Schoolzine platform and then send it out however you're sending your current emails, maybe through your student management system or another email product. All right, that's just a good to know. If you do send through the Schoolzine email product, you can get some trackability. See over here, this little green wheel. So it will tell you who's opening it, your bounce rates, your unsubscribes. So get a little bit of Big Brother activity on your parents. You can see if they've opened a newsletter, when they opened it, what device, that kind of stuff. All right, but let's build a newsletter together. So over here, you would click on eNewsletters. These are your past newsletters, just for your own admin purposes. But everything in the Schoolzine platform, you just follow the instructions. So new newsletter. Newsletter title. So you just got to give it a title. It could be something like Term 1, Week 4. Over here is where you select your publication. Now you most likely only have one publication, right? It's going to be your school newsletter. But if you love the platform so much you wanted to introduce a sports newsletter or maybe an enrollment newsletter or a Christmas themed newsletter, something like that, you would just have multiple templates in this drop down and you would select which one you want to build in today. You would then hit save, come to this page here and hit edit content. Edit content. What's going to open up is the empty shell of your newsletter. So keeping in mind that your header is set and forget, your icons that run along the top here, set and forget, and your side panel is pre-populated from whatever you've put in there from past issues. So again, set and forget. All right, so just scrolling through just to remind you what that side panel can look like. I'm going to scroll back up the top and we'll start to build out your newsletter. This notice board section is attached to our calendar feature. There'll be another video about a calendar that you can go have a look at, but we won't jump into that too much today. So let's build out an article. Again, just follow the instructions. Click below to begin adding content. Here we go. So these are just some pre-formatted article styles and suggestions that you can use when you get a bit more familiar with the product. So think of them as shortcuts for yourself. This is the one where everyone starts, text article, and it will do 99% of what you need it to do. So you click on the text article and an empty shell of an article opens up. So again, follow the instructions. Enter article title here. All right, so you might this could be the principal's welcome. All right, you'll see it starts to populate the article indexing up the top, which is really cool. This is just some filler text, all right, that you can delete. And you can type in there if you like, but you'll most likely be going somewhere, right, and copying it from an Excel, sorry, not an Excel spreadsheet, a Google Doc or an email or something like that, and then you're just dropping the content in. It will align all the font colors and sizes and everything for you, which is great. Once you put your text in, you will then be asked if you would like to put some media content in. So media content, basically image, picture gallery, a flyer, a video, something like that. So putting an image in, nice and easy, you just click on image, photo box opens up, click in the photo, get some options over here. So this is 1, 2, or 3 images side by side. Any more than 3 images, you actually create a picture gallery, which I'll show you next. Now you can upload the image from the device you're on, but Schoolzine does encourage you to upload all your images into the Schoolzine media library, which means you can access them on any device at any time and you can reuse them. When you put them into the media library, it'll actually resize stuff for you as well. So it's a bit of a time saver. Then you're just selecting the image and voila, your image is in there. So there's your first article created. Then you're just doing that process again. Let's create a second article, text article. This time it might be some pictures of sports day. All right. Again, we copy in the text from the sports teacher. This time we've got lots and lots of images from the great day. We want to create picture galleries, so we hit gallery, click in a photo box, again, browse to the images, find the images, sports day, and just click and select as many images as you like to put in that picture gallery. There we go, there's the picture gallery created. That feature there is the biggest time saver. That's the feedback we get from schools, is creating picture galleries that quickly. That's the big time saver. Show you a couple more features. One is this link article. Really, really cool. So throughout the lifetime of the partnership, any article that you create lives in this article library. And to get to it, you just hit link article. And here's all your articles separated from all your past issues. So if you wanted to put a past article into the newsletter, you don't have to recreate it. So an example is if the principal says, can you please put the car parking policy back in the newsletter at the beginning of the year, or the uniform policy throughout the year, you don't have to recreate it. You just come in and find it and hit insert. And it drops that article back into the newsletter for you. So big time saver. A lot of schools are using it to create celebratory newsletters at the end of term or the end of year, because you've already created the content. You just go and select your favorite articles, your best school achievements, and create a newsletter really quick. One last thing I will show you, and this is for schools that have a school TV subscription. Really, really cool integration. So it's very, very easy for you guys to put school TV articles and videos in your newsletter. You simply click this button here, select the article that you would like to show in your newsletter. So it could be the cost of living crisis. Let's put that in here. Resonates with everyone. And it will drop that article into the newsletter for you. So really cool way to get the best out of your school TV subscription. All right, so when you're happy with the newsletter you've created, have a bit of a look. There's your article indexing being created. You can preview the newsletter. This isn't a have-to-do step, but a lot of schools will just want to see what it looks like on a mobile device. We can assure you it will look great on a mobile device because it's what keeps us up at night, just checking everything. Happy days. All right, then when you want to send your newsletter, you come in back into the control center. You can send a proof. So sending a proof, you can send that to the principal, whoever's proofing your newsletter. They're going to receive it exactly how a parent receives it. And they can make live changes if you want them to, if you trust them to, or you can continue on your existing editing process where they send you the changes and you make the updates. Then when everyone gives a thumbs up, you can hit publish. Now this is where, depending on if you're sending through the Schoolzine platform or if you're sending through another platform, you kind of choose your own adventure. But if you're sending through the Schoolzine platform, we'll have everything set up for you. And down the bottom here, it'll just be a bit of an overview. You're sending the school newsletter, distribution channels, we'll just have an email there. That little plus sign is if you're using the Schoolzine mobile app. If you're not, it won't be there. And that little radio wave means we can have it land on your website automatically for you, which is a great time saver. Recipients, that'll be the name of the database that you've uploaded into this contact section over here. Then you just set the date and time you'd like it to go out, hit approve newsletter, and you're done. If you're not sending through the Schoolzine platform, you would just hit publish newsletter without distributing. Turns this box green. You preview the newsletter, grab this URL up the top here, and then you would send that link out however you like. All right, so that was building and sending a newsletter. It kind of brings us very close to the end of the video. One last thing for me to show you though is just this knowledge base section. So over here has all the tutorials and videos you'll ever need on our product. It's also viewable on our website as well. So if you do like to read and watch videos, go in there, knock yourself out. If you read everything in there, you'd know more about the product than me. So don't feel like you have to do that. The products are easy to use. And please take advantage of the unlimited telephone support and training. We do love talking to our schools and getting feedback. The whole platform has been built by schools for schools, meaning over 17 years, we've got all the feedback. We've taken what we can. We've built this platform to suit schools of 4 kids, which we do have multiple schools with under 5 kids, believe it or not. And we do work with Australia's largest schools. I think I last checked, there was the 10 largest schools in Australia all use our platform, and everyone in between. So yeah, if you'd like to book in a one-to-one demo so we can show you some other features and kind of work out if it's going to work for your school, I think there'll be links to book a demo popping up in the descriptions wherever this video is displayed. But yeah, we'd love to have a chat and we'd love you guys to come and join the family. Thanks for watching, guys.